Hold on to your seatbelts, my friends. Silver market is getting unstable. Market supply warning. To let you know what's going on. And again, this is what I am seeing. This does not mean this is happening all over the country. I want to make that crystal clear right off the bat. I understand shops are seeing different things. Different things are going on in different parts of the country with the precious metals right now. Help me out with the thumbs up. Make sure you share the video. That gets it out to more and more people. We're about 50 subscribers away from my goal for the end of the month. 7,700 subscribers. I think we're going to get it, my friends. If you're not yet subscribed, please do so. It's absolutely free to watch all the videos. And guess what? We get the Pinbacks giveaway coming up. The collector's box. I'll post a link to that video in the comment section below the video. It's free to enter. It's free to win. It's free to get it shipped to your house if you live in the United States. Let's get into it. Silver market supply warning. This is what I'm seeing. We're seeing shortages on right now. Here's a little bit of a list. Silver quarters. Washington silver quarters. They're seeing another hot run item right now. Morgan and Peace dollars are another hot run right now. War nickels, another hot run item right now. 5-ounce silver bars, Preem silver bars, generic silver bars, they're running like hotcakes. Look, we can't keep Morgans in. We can't keep Peace dollars in. We can't keep war nickels in. The 5-ounce bars, yeah, we can keep them in, but not for long. They're a little bit slower. All right? They're a little bit slower, but they are moving. What's not moving as fast right now is gold. For some reason, gold's not flying out the doors right now. We are selling gold, okay? But we're not selling a lot of gold. Other silver products, yeah, they're moving as well. But not as fast as some of the ones I just listed, my friends. This is boots on the ground action. As most of you folks know, channel sponsor Pinbacks is my sponsor. Pinbacks, Michael and Brian, call them up. Look at their Peace dollar deal this week. I think they're going to run this into next week. I cannot confirm that quite yet, but there was talks about that. But just consider this might be the last day of the Peace dollars that they're going to be able to do it. So if you are interested in them, 40 Peace dollars or more, very good condition or better. Excellent price on the 40 count. Get them while you can if you're able to afford to do so, my friends. Expect 22s, 23s, and 24s. Very good plus. You might get all the same year. It's random, okay? That's how they have it listed, random. So I'm just letting you know what to expect with that random lot. 22s, 23s, and 24s. Could be all the same year. Once again, it's just a random grab. So thank you, channel sponsor Pinbacks, for sponsoring my channel, Coin Shop Chris. Thank you to you all, because it's not possible without you. Peace dollars. Morgan dollars. And that's what I'm stacking right now. All right, that is what I'm going after right now. I backed off most of everything else. Yes, if I see a deal on something else, I'm going to grab it. Absolutely. I'm always hunting. I'm always looking out for the viewers of what's going on out there in the market. And it's always changing. You know, it's one video to the next. It could be changed one video to the next. One of the associates that works with us, she got a call today from one of our friends. He is a deep sea fisherman. He needs some work done on his boat. On one of his boats, I should say. And it's quite costly. He asked if we were interested in about 900 Morgan silver dollars. They were all 1921s. She said, yeah, we're absolutely interested in them. He brought in over 900. They met up at the coin shop today on a Sunday, because we work on a Sunday too, but we're not open, so we're trying to get the deals done. She paid him out $32 each for each Morgan dollar. She tested them. Everything came out good. She cut him a check. Guy's happy with the price. And I'm like, $32. I says, I think that's a little low. So I'm looking at the numbers. So I call her back. I said, I said to her, I says, I'm not trying to condemn you or anything. I says, but I think we underpaid him. She says, what do you mean? I said, look at the chart now. She's like, you're right. But we owe him about 25 cents more. I said, yeah, I think so. I said, I would call him up and say, just cut him another check for $2.25. And so that's what we did, my friends. I caught the mistake. She's like, she said, I didn't see that. I says, it's okay. It's a Sunday. I mean, we're going off of other numbers. I said, but this is the new information I'm getting in. I says, let's just do it right and just up it to 25 cents more. So we cut him a check. She called him up. She cut him a check for another $225. No, we didn't have to say anything. We only got the deal done. But it's when we get new information that quickly on a Sunday, yeah, we're going to do the right thing. We're going to do the right thing and pay the person what they should be paid already. Because he came in after the numbers hit, and we didn't have a fully updated system yet from the numbers. It is what it is. Guy was tickled pink. So I made my phone calls for my customers that wants the Morgan dollars, my friends. Out of that 900, we already sold 725 of them. One person said, I just don't have the money right now. So, okay, no problem. All we got, I says, this is what I got left. He says, Chris, I don't have the money right now. And I wish I did, because he says, I just spent X, Y, Z. I needed to get a new lawnmower, a new tractor. Not lawnmower, tractor for the property. No problem. I says, I'll call you next time when I get more in. He says, that sounds great to me. We have to move product, my friends. So we paid $32.25 in all. We sold them for $33.25. We made $1 on each coin. And if anybody thinks that's a ripoff, if anybody thinks that is taking advantage of the customer or we're making so much money, I'm trying to get this point across. There's still comments in the comment section saying coin shops rip people off. Look, if you don't like the price, don't sell it. That's not hard to understand. That's really not. If you don't like your coin shop's price, call channel sponsor Pinbacks. Call Michael and Brian. Go to pinbacks.com. Their number's right on the top right-hand side of the screen. Give them a call. See what they're willing to pay. It's an offer, my friends. That's all it is. You got to be responsible for your own items. You got to know what you have in your stacks. You got to know the pricing. Like today, I just got done saying about we missed that, boat there with underpaying the customer. It's a Sunday. We didn't have all systems up and running to check every little computer that we have, every system that we have, what's going on in the market. It's a Sunday. So I'm looking at the system on my phone and I'm like, eee. So we did, like I said, we did the right thing. All right, we did the right thing. The guy was still happy. He was not expecting another $225, but it's, like I said, you got to do the right thing. You got to look yourself in the mirror and do the right thing for every customer that walks in through that door. Yes, we got some upset customers, but mostly upset customers. I love these comments. You get a lot of upset customers. It's nothing we've done wrong. Make them upset. They just don't like the price we're offering. That's all it is. Some people think, I'll say it again, some people think that they're going to get top dollar. We have to make a little bit of money. We have to stay in business. And I just don't understand why some people think we got to pay spot for everything and sell that spot. Explain to me how you're going to make any money off that. You're not. All right? But we don't complain about Walmart. I've said this before too. We don't complain about Walmart, Target, Walgreens, CVS. raising their profits up to 80% on some of their items they sell. Why aren't we screaming at them for? You know, I worked at CVS. I seen the prices we paid. The store paid for these products. I worked at Sears. I seen the prices at Sears. The only thing that Sears do not make a ton of money off of is lawn equipment, TVs, and appliances. There's not a lot of profit margin there. It really isn't, especially the TVs. The appliances maybe a little bit more, yes. But the lawn equipment, tractors, and you're talking about a $2,000 tractor, you're lucky if the store's making $100. TVs, 55-inch plus, you're lucky if the store's making $50. It's all the accessories that go along with it. That's where your stores make the money. Not off the electronics. It's the accessories with the electronics. It's the accessories with the lawn equipment. Extra oil, extra filters. Boom, 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 boom. That's where they make their money. But clothing, out of this world, profit margin. Clothing out of this world. I've been in retail for many years, my friends. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen what the profit margins these stores get. It's unreal. But people want to zone in on the coin shops and pawn shops and give us a hard time. No. This is where I'll defend each coin shop. No, the profit margin is too small. Online bullion dealers, the profit margin is too small. The project, it's about moving ounces. That's where it comes in to be. About moving ounces of silver, gold, and platinum out the door. Get it in, get it out. It don't need to be a lot of profit if you're moving ounces. That is the key in this business. Is doing right by the customers, because the more you do right by the customers, they will remember that. They'll come back. They knew you were honest with them. It's about doing the right thing. But what some of these shops are doing are not doing the right thing. They're smelting stuff down. We got to stop the melt. And it's not you, me, any viewer that we are purchasing precious metals. We're not the ones who are smelting this stuff down. Okay, we're not the ones. I want to make people realize that. We're not the ones that smell. It's the coin shops, pawn shops. Let's not defend these coin shops and pawn shops that are smelting this stuff down. There's no reason to defend them. If they can't afford it, don't purchase it from the public. Plain and simple. I mean, that is, I don't know why people say, oh, the coin shops have to make money. Okay. Don't purchase it if you're going to smelt it down. Stop the melt, because where it's going, you would take an hour history. Coin shops, pawn shops, you're taking our history. And eventually, it gets melted down. Eventually, that silver and gold are going overseas to China, to India, for your electronics. That's where it's going, my friends. You're taking our silver away, our gold away from the public. And some of these coin shops don't give a rat's behind. It's a shame. All they care about is making a buck. And I know I've talked about this numerous times. We're going to keep talking about it until it stops. We are trying to stop the melt. Help me out with the like. Let's get this video out there, my friends. Help me with this like button today. Let's get this out there. Let's get really teed off. Let's get the message out there to stop the melt today. Because it's ridiculous how much coinage is getting melted down. And I'll say this again. For the ones who think that because you're worrying about yourself, and that's really a shame too. Your 90% silver does not go up in value. Don't matter what the price is. Meaning the silver value. The silver value is going to stay the same. You're just going to pay more in premiums. The more they smelt down, the more you're going to pay in premiums. But here's the thing in the kicker. Are you going to get those premiums back? to the ones that had purchased 90% silver back in 2023. And you're selling today. Are you getting those premiums back from 2023 when we had the banking crisis? Hell no. You're not getting those premiums back right now. Be cautious out there how you phrase stuff, because you don't want the stuff smelted down. There's not enough 90% silver to go around. And I'm going to leave you with this one. Told you guys about the case that we have the Australian coins in from this father and daughter. And I just absolutely love these. I have a couple of these. The Australian Korka. They had 3 rolls of these in the case. These are from 2020. They had them for $960 for a roll of 20. All encapsulated. All in the wrap seal, the plastic wrap seal. Guy comes in, and I was not there yesterday. This was after I left. Got told about this morning. Guy comes in by all 3 rolls. We call up the person who has the case. Do you have any more of these? Oh yeah, but we got about 18 more rolls. These people have Australian coins up to the moon. That's all they bought. They just want to sell it off because they want to buy property around the state on the beaches and rent it out. I think it's a good move. I think it's a good move. They're making a little bit of money. We're taking 6%, 6.5% profit from them, commission, I should say. And we're charging them $35 for the case. So our owner is very happy with that. I love these coins. Guy liked them. And he says, yeah, I got more Korkas too from different years. I'm just trying to put down different selections of stuff. This guy's moving some inventory. Just my friend. The word's getting out that we have this stuff. But I'm, $960. I think it's a little rich. I mean, I think that's a little rich for 20 of them. I mean, but, they did come from overseas. You got to pay the shipping and stuff like that. This guy, has held them for a few years. He didn't pay that much. He says, I'm making a little bit of money off them. He says, it's just time to sell. He says, I'm trying to dig through stuff that I've had for years and years and years too. He's got a lot of loose foreign Australian coins as well. So we will see what he brings in with those. It's amazing what people stack. The guy's from Australia. Good people. The daughter was born here. But they loved it. They love it here. They do go back to Australia every couple years. I would love to go to Australia, but I don't have the funds to do that. But maybe one of these days. I would love to go see the Korkas and the Kookaburra and the koalas and everything else like that. But time will tell. But it's just amazing what comes walking into the door every day at the shop. You never know. You never know where prices are going to go, my friends. You got to keep stacking. And the way you stack is called averaging your stack. That is the main message I like to bring on this channel. Don't overpay for anything. Don't overextend yourselves. You don't want to do that. Even if you like something that much. I love these. I love the Australian coins. I think the Perth Mint and the Royal Mint over in Australia does a good job. I love the Perth Mint the most. I think the Perth Mint is probably the best mint worldwide. In my opinion, I think the Perth Mint does an excellent job with their coins. Except for the generic, well, it's really not generic, but their 1 ounce kangaroo. These tend to milk spot like crazy. But it is what it is. I don't like the design. But I do have some. Because some people do like the design. It's okay to stack stuff that you don't like. Because even if you don't like it, you get a good deal on something. Even if you don't like it, someone else will like it. That's the thing. You got to stack a little bit of everything, in my opinion. And that's just all this is, my opinion. You know, just because I don't like a particular coin, don't mean, yeah, I'm not going to stack a lot of them. But if we get into a grid down situation, a bottom situation, why is it so hard to put 3 different pieces of silver in your hands? Right? Trying to get up. That's about 3 ounces of silver right there. That's $1.50 in quarters. It's a little over an ounce. But let the person pick what they want. That's the thing. If you have 3 different pieces of silver, or a little bit more than 3 pieces, I should say, in my hand, let the person pick what they want. If you're okay trading for whatever you're trading for, and you don't mind giving up any of these combinations. That's the thing about the barter system right there. The more different pieces you have, the better off, in my opinion, you're going to be. If you have any questions for me about silver, gold, or platinum, reach out to me. My email is always in every single description of every single video. Let's stop the melt. Don't think about the Pinbacks giveaway coming up on August 30th, which is next Saturday, my friends. You still got time to sign up. Don't forget about that like. Let's get this video out there. Until the next video, Crazy Coin Shop Chris is out. We will see you next time.